Welcome again to the Joshua World Talk Show, and today we're going to be talking with Gangan, Dorothy Reed, and just looking back on some memories, and some are happy, some are kind of sad, and we'll just have a good time sharing some of our memories. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
All right. We've been getting some snow around here a little bit lately, just a dusting. But what can you tell me about, there was a time when you saw snow after church. Do you remember?
That was on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
We always had a midnight service.
Mm-hmm.
So we all went, my aunt and uncle and mother and Jane, all of us went. So
Now this was up in Iowa?
this is in Iowa
Okay.
at the Lutheran Church.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went in, it was just cold. There was no snow. But when we came out after service, it was just coming down lightly. Oh, it was a pretty sight I ever seen in my life.
Christmas Eve snow. You always dream about that.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's beautiful.
oh, I experienced a lot of snow up in the New England area.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't remember specifics like that.
Yeah.
I remember it being caught in the storm of '69 up there around 128 around Boston. But I love the snow, and the last couple times we've gotten it here, I get so excited because I love it. I miss it.
Helen does too.
Yes, it's fun.
She called me on the phone to Mom, it's snowing.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I get.
Oh, I said, it's not snowing here. She said, Mom, put your glasses on, look out again. I said, well, I did. It's still not snowing.
It's amazing what it looked just a few miles. Well,
Yeah.
it's quite a few miles,
Yeah,
about
I
30
think
miles
Bedford,
difference.
your area, more.
30 or 40 miles. But it's always fun to see it. I get giddy. I'm like a kid when I see snow
Yeah.
falling. It's just
I
so
used
pretty.
to, but when you get 93, you're not so giddy anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I mean,
Oh.
but when you don't get it very often, it's so pretty, and
Yeah,
it's
it
so
is.
peaceful, so happy, and
Beautiful.
I don't know what it does about it. It just cheers a person up, unless you're from the Northeast and you're sick of it.
Yeah.
But thinking back, you mentioned Jane. You remember y'all used to pick cherries,
Yes.
and and Mama Nagel, your mama would make pies and things like
Yeah.
that. Tell me about those adventures.
Okay, well, my uncle had a big old cherry tree on his property. It wasn't far from the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Jane and I would take a little bucket and go pick.
Mm-hmm.
So, you had to climb it. The trees weren't very high. They were short trees. But you still had to climb up a little bit to get. I did the climbing. And we'd pick that thing full of cherries, and you'd eat some of them, but when they're off the tree like that, they're sour.
Ooh.
They're not sweet.
Yeah.
So we carried the cherries home. Mother made a pie. Oh, we loved it.
How did you make them sweet? How do you make
Sugar.
them? You have to add the sugar to it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so when you actually eat the cherries, they're sour.
They're not as sweet as you think.
Yeah.
They're not as sweet as these grapes you buy. They're
Yeah.
sweet, but these
Yeah.
aren't sweet.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love, they have the Bing cherries now.
Yeah.
Oh, those are really good.
are
But
they in now?
I don't think they're in now, but I like Bing,
Oh,
the
they're
Bing. And
good.
of course, you got to be aware of the pits, because they'll
That's right.
break your teeth. Yeah. It's just funny. What other kind of pies did you make? What other kind of pies did Mama Nagel make?
Mother made apple pie, and I didn't have banana pudding up there. I didn't have that till I come down
Came
here.
down south, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
come south to get the banana pudding.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly fruit pies.
Yeah.
She made a gooseberry pie.
Gooseberry.
Now you find bushes back down in the ravine. They grow wild,
Oh.
but they're called gooseberries. They're green, and they are really good when you put them in a pie.
I've never
Of course,
had
Mother was such the
gooseberry.
best baker I ever saw. So
Oh. Well,
whatever she did was good.
Yeah,
Now, me, not so good.
Yeah, I guess back then you really had to do it all on your own. You couldn't just go to
No.
the grocery store and
No.
pick up something. You pretty much had to make
Not
do with
like
what
it
you
is
had.
now.
Yeah, oh, we're so blessed. You know, down through the years, you've entertained a lot of children, haven't you? A lot of grandchildren, right?
Well, a few.
Just a few, just a few. How many grandchildren do you have?
15.
Oh,
Oh, no.
that's-
Wait a minute. I got 7 grandchildren.
7 grandchildren.
15 greats.
15 greats. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time that I think it was just Danny and Josh. Josh was real little. I don't know if I was in the car. I don't think I was in the car. But anyway, Danny and Josh were on their way to the farm, Chris and Maxine's farm, over in just it's east of here.
Smith County.
Smith County, maybe that or one of those places. Okay,
It was
yeah,
what?
it was Carthage.
Smith
It was
County.
yeah. They went. They were on their way to Carthage, to the farm out there that Maxine and Chris had, and Josh was really little. He really wasn't talking that much, and Danny was on I-40 going east. And I think Josh was thinking that, we were on our way to, they were on their way to Gans. Because drove on 40 and we went past the South Hartman Drive exit. And he started fussing. He started crying. He got really sad.
Oh,
And I think, even at that young age, he knew the way to Gans.
yeah.
He loves his Gan. He loves his Gan. And but I remember Danny telling me that he just really fussed when we went, that when they went
Well,
by.
did he finally figure it out?
He finally figured out what was wrong because of course Josh couldn't verbalize it, but he was just so sad. He started crying.
Oh, what
And
my
I
God.
think he realized that how we normally go. He knew the roads so well even back then that he was really upset when somebody out there. He was really upset when we went by the normal road, the normal way to Gangans. But I'll never forget the reaction that he gave when we went by. He knew the roads that well. Talking about Danny, I had a dream last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I dreamt about. Actually, I don't dream very much about him, but I had a dream about Danny last night, and we were here, and Danny came in from. I'm thinking it might have been church or something, and he went back in the yellow bedroom, and I guess he went to go to sleep. And you and I and Josh were in the playroom, in the brown room, and we were rearranging furniture. Like there's really very, very much room in there to rearrange furniture. Anyway, then Danny came out and went into the bathroom, and then I had to go, and he came out, and that's the last I saw of him. But when I went in the bathroom, he had made a mess. There was an egg carton in the sink. I couldn't quite figure it out, but I woke up. But at least he was. Did you ever dream about Ern when
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but you used to dream. You dream about your loved ones, and
That's right.
and but that was. I don't dream very much about Danny, but that was quite an experience for me last night. It made me feel so wonderful. It was a good dream.
It always is.
Yeah, but it's almost like he's checking on us.
Yeah.
It's almost like that. Okay, the other day when you talked to Betty Lou, tell me what happened.
I called Betty, and that was her day to go to the beauty shop.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, are you beautiful? Her answer was, no, I'm ugly. I said, why are you ugly? Because I got up when we had a 4-inch of snow on the ground, and I didn't get to go to the beauty shop. I said, well, poor baby. But she thought she was ugly because she didn't get her hair fixed.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, out in Iowa, I think they get a whole lot more snow than we do, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. But it was a pretty snow, the kind that clings to the trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those. The other day when it was snowing, well, the earlier snow that we had, it was a blowing snow, it was a wet snow, and it stuck to everything. And it was like a fairy tale. It was like a winter wonderland out there. And then the other day, it wasn't blowing so much, but it was really wet. And, the roads weren't bothered by it, and which was a good thing. Because if the roads are bothered by the snow, they get impassable. The kids won't have school. 1 inch of snow and they won't have school. But it was still another pretty snow. It was real sticky and kind of really actually wetter than the first one we had.
That's right.
But poor Betty Lou.
She's my best friend from childhood.
Yeah. You guys are.
We tap danced in the 9th grade.
Oh, really?
It was a military tap.
Military.
And there was 4 of us. She and I were partners.
Mm-hmm.
And we did ours perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And the other couple wasn't as perfect as we were. And we've laughed about that ever since. I said, well, we didn't do it once, but we did it right.
Yeah. You had bragging rights, yep.
Yeah, we did.
You did
Yeah, we
good.
did.
And then later on, you and Aunt Sandy did some tap dancing, didn't you?
Yes. After Ernest died, she got me into tap dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And Mother was here. And I wanted her to go watch it. She says, no, I'll stay here, because we weren't gone but just an hour.
Yeah.
And so we tap danced in the recital.
Oh, yeah, there's a picture, y'all.
We did side by side.
Oh.
And, that was fun.
I remember it wasn't too long ago you pulled out your tap shoes, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to tap. I told Sandy about it. I said it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but you did. You pulled them out not too long ago, and you were tapping on the entryway in the back room there, and it was quite something. I love the reaction of the kids when they saw you. What? It was so funny. It was so funny because not a lot of people tap dance anymore.
No.
It's not a lost art, but it's a dying art. I think there's. You'll probably find more that are on like Broadway and the stage up there than they would be anywhere around here.
It's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing. Explain the phrase "boo, you pretty thing."
Oh, that happened to my husband Ernest,
Mm-hmm.
and it was our neighbor next door.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't married; he was just a big cut-up. He lived over there with his father and his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so at that time we had a window in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And he told Ernest he'd come up and looked in the window. And Ernest was looking in the mirror shaving. And he says, "Boo, you pretty thing." And Ernest got so carried away. He said, "Oh, I didn't do it." So anyway, that's been a joke around here. Boo, you pretty thing.
Boo, you pretty thing. I've never heard that. I don't think I've ever heard that.
It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. You knew your neighbors pretty well around here for the most part, didn't you?
Yeah, more than I do now because the kids interacted with all of them, so you knew them better.
Well, your backyard, wasn't it
It was a congregation of all the kids.
Yeah, it was kind of in the center of the neighborhood.
This was at the meeting place.
Yeah.
And it sort of looked like it's out of the way, and kids could play and not have to be worried about getting hurt or a car hitting them.
Yeah, it was a backyard and the whole area was
And Billy was always the what do you call them that get things together? The coordinator.
The coordinator, yeah.
He coordinated everything. He done what they were going to do that day. It was Billy's ahead of it.
Yeah. What kind of games did they play?
Capture the flag.
They
put a rag in their hip pocket. You try to catch them and catch the flag.
Almost like flag football, right?
Yeah.
Almost like that.
And they can run around the house. Of course, we got fences up now. You can't do that. Then they play kick the can. they had to run and kick the can.
Yeah.
Oh, they kicked cans till about 10 o'clock at night. And I'd go at the door. I said, bedtime.
Yeah.
So they all went home, and my kids come on in. So
Yeah. In our neighborhood, when the street lights went on, that's when the kids had to go home. And that was one of the main things. Because when the street lights came on, then we'd have to go to our houses.
Well, they played till after dark. That's when.
Okay. Talk about playing in the backyard. When did y'all put up the fences, and why did you put the fences up?
Okay, well, we had a little dog, and
What was his name?
Huh?
What was his name?
Honey.
Oh,
Honey.
okay, it was Honey. Okay.
But see, the old big dog, he roamed the neighborhood. We didn't have it fenced in for him.
Yeah.
But when Honey come, we had to put a fence up to keep her in.
Yeah. Yeah, Honey's girl puppy dog, right?
Yeah, girl baby.
Honey Bunny. I remember calling her Honey Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a sweetheart. I had her 16 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Who was the first one, though, to put a fence up? Wasn't it next door? They put a fence in.
Yeah, they had a fence.
And back there had a fence, too.
I don't know why they did, but it served a purpose because we didn't have fence so much then.
Yeah, you just had to do this one little line here, didn't you? And the one at the other end.
And Scott Casani put this wire up here, fence for me.
Mm-hmm.
And Larry Teal fixed the other one on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Let's see. Okay. All right. You also had another neighbor that your husband Ernest asked him to attend church.
Oh, I thought we'd already done that. He's the same one that said boo you pretty thing.
Oh, he's the same one.
Guy.
Okay, but what is special? What did you do? What did Ernest do? Was he?
He was always inviting people to go to church with him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing he did.
Mm-hmm.
So he invited him to go, and not expecting him to say yes. He says, "Yeah, I'll go."
Oh wow.
And so halfway there, we realized he was a little liberated.
He was inebriated. Oh no.
Liberated. Is that the word?
Inebriated. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Inebriated.
And so we didn't tarry. After church was over, we could come home.
It didn't wear off.
Huh?
It didn't wear off when he was at church.
Not much.
Oh my goodness.
So we got home and said, I don't believe I'll do that again. It was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. But, the fact that Ernest did that.
He always did.
That's so cool.
He always did.
Yeah.
He invited a lot. He invited the little boy next door, and he became a preacher.
Oh, wow.
So you never know
That's right.
who you're talking to, what's going to happen in their life. So,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, it's like years ago when was it his grandmother, Danny's grandmother, was alive, and I remember Danny, talking to the Lord, and the Lord had already called him to ministry, and his grandmother was really sick or something, and Danny asked the Lord, he said, if you'll let her live, I'll surrender to the ministry. And the Lord let her live, but he didn't do it. He didn't surrender until later on. But,
he had a tough time giving in, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did. He knew what it would mean. He knew that his life would be totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as, when someone really seriously surrenders to the Lord, it's a serious thing. It was very serious for Danny. He didn't want to do it half-heartedly.
That's right.
And when he finally did, he gave his all. He that was, the Lord was number one. Everything else was, beyond that was second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay. I'm glad that Ernest invited people like
He
that.
did,
He
he
did. Okay. On a little bit more of a serious note. Okay. After Helen was born, you got pregnant again, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
After about 3 years.
3 years. Yeah. And you were going through all the regular motions of preparing for a child. What happened?
Well, I took the flu.
Mhm.
I mean, the old-timey flu. It wasn't just a little sick a day or two. I was sick for a week in the bed.
Mm.
I was so sick.
Mhm.
My back hurt. My back just killed me. So when you got the real flu, that's where it hurts.
Yeah.
So I'd already been to the doctor for an examination.
Mhm.
But I come home and I lost the baby.
Lost the
So-
baby. Yeah.
But my mother-in-law was with me.
Oh, that's good. She was
Yeah.
helping take care of you.
She
Yeah, 'cause
was
you were
the
so
best
sick.
mother-in-law I could have ever asked for.
Yeah.
She loved me. She always come to me when I need. She went with me when Danny was born because mother couldn't come.
Oh, okay.
That was their busy time on the farm.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't make it. Now she was here for Billy and for Helen, but there were two different. One in the spring, one in the wintertime. So, but she didn't come. My mother-in-law was with me.
Yeah. Well, July was harvest,
Yeah.
working in the fields
Yeah.
time. So up in Iowa.
And at that time, they didn't have all the machineries that they did at the end of their marriage and their life.
Yeah.
Everything mostly was done by hand.
Oh, wow.
And he worked the sun up and sun down
Yeah.
out there in the field.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did 300 acres like that by
Oh,
himself.
That's,
I just don't know.
No.
Now, they had little help when it come harvest time.
Yeah.
They had to have some help.
Yeah. Didn't other people in the area join in with help with harvest when it was time?
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of a normal thing.
They
where
helped each other.
They helped each
Yeah.
other. So you'd work on one farm for a couple of days, then you'd work on another farm a couple of days.
Right.
So Uncle Paul would go and
Well, Paul was
Oh, Paul
away.
was-
He had a job.
okay.
Little young Paul.
but Papa Nagel and Mama Nagel.
They had to do it, and Mother would cook for the harvesters.
Yeah. Yeah.
She would
Oh,
cook.
wow.
She'd stay home and cook a big meal. I know Paul had to be proud of her.
Oh yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
she really worked hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What year did you lose that baby? What month and year?
I don't know. It's 3 years after Helen was born. But she's born 52, about 55. I
55,
guess.
56, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Huh?
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Oh my, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when my mom lost two. It was a while after I was born. I was like 9 or 10 or 11 years old. And, she got pregnant twice and she lost two.
Couldn't carry her.
Couldn't carry him. I guess she just couldn't carry children anymore. But they really wanted both of them. But
Yeah.
it was heartbreaking for her to lose those. But we talk about this, but I believe we'll see our brothers and sisters and children that we've lost up in heaven.
Miss Reed had 8,
Oh wow,
but lost 4
lost 4. Mm-hmm.
through different things, and she
Yeah.
miscarried about 4.
Yeah.
So she would have had a big family.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. More recent history, and ending on a lighter note. You got 2 phone calls today, and what was the area code?
612.
629.
Okay,
629.
Okay.
And we're trying to figure out what area code is 629. And where did we figure out it was? Josh helped, didn't he? What did he say? is
It's in Nashville.
Nashville. I did not know that 629 was in Nashville. You know, kind of a random thing, but it's
How does that happen?
they don't have enough numbers
Oh,
to continue the 615, so they had to start a new area code. And too many phones.
well, I never knew it.
Yeah.
I thought it was up in New York somewhere.
No, 629. Yeah, I get all kinds of. I get so many phone calls on this thing.
But if it's got a 1 in front of it, you better watch out.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, it comes across on cell phones. Sometimes they give you the town, and it's like, I don't know anybody in Saskatchewan. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know anybody there. So you kind of, you know, you let it go, or
Right.
it's you know, my phone catches possibly, you know, spam and unknown callers. So try to call me. I don't have your contact number. Go to voicemail. But yeah. And who was that phone call from?
AT&T.
AT&T. They keep a courting you, don't they? They keep a
Well, I
courting
don't know why. I said, every time they called, I said, I don't need nothing. Goodbye.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay. Well, our wonderful director and producer just handed me the information here. Area code 615 and 629 are area codes in Tennessee serving Nashville, Davidson County, and the 12 surrounding counties. 615 is the main area code, while 629 is an overlay covering the same area that began service in 2014.
20 when?
2014. Yeah. So, you know, 6 years ago they started this. So anyway, okay. Well, I tell you what, I've had such fun. I love talking about things in the past and things you
Well,
you know.
yeah.
It's so good to you know, relive memories and talk about things and do you have fun doing this?
Oh, yes. I like to talk old times anyway.
Yeah, and we're women. We like to talk, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, thanks again for you know, participating and sharing your adventures and your past and
Thank
everything.
you.
And it's fun. But we want to thank you all for joining us. And until next time, we just hope that you have a great you know, rest of the day. And I guess we'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Let's some water. A lot of talking. We gotta have water.